Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time, okay? I certainly hope you're not here to waste mine. So I'm gonna keep this short.
Helen, we're both in sales. Let me tell you why I suck as a salesman.
Most valuable commodity I know of is information. Wouldn't you agree?
Coffee's for closers only.
Well, hello there, friend. Welcome back to the Behind Your Back podcast with me, Bradley Hartman, founder and CEO of the Behind Your Back Sales Company, where we help sales professionals, sales leaders, sales managers, individual sales contributors, inside salespeople. We help them sell more faster at higher margins and having more fun. On this podcast, we talk about leadership, personal productivity, time management, and the craft of selling in the construction industry. Now, today, I'm excited to bring to you part 3 of, I guess, what will be 5. Yeah, we're recording kind of 5 miniature episodes, all in support of delivering value first. That's right. We're going to practice what we preach. You are owed nothing. Deliver value first. That is what we are doing as we launch our enrollment for the remaining 50 seats to our Sales Fundamentals Workshop in 2022. Still feels weird to say 2022. Anyway, that is going to be happening April 18th, 19th, and 20th of next year at Fort Worth, Texas at the Omni, a fantastic hotel. And this is what we're trying to do. We're going to deliver value first. We're going to do that in 3 unique ways. We got the podcast. We also have a video series. This is the 3rd video in that series. And for each one of these, we have a downloadable PDF available to you at behindyourbacksales.com/tools. So why are we doing this? Well, for a couple different reasons. Number one, that's what we always try to do on this podcast. And hopefully if you've been listening for a while, you've recognized that. We try to offer unique perspectives and give you new tools and help you be better at your job. That's what we try to do. Secondarily, a little more selfishly, maybe, definitely for me, maybe for you too, we'll see, is again, we're trying to see who is a good fit for our Sales Fundamentals Workshop. It's not only a 2-day event, it's a lot more. We've kind of gone into that. We're trying to figure out if, hey, this would be a fit for you. If it is, great. Shoot me an email, bradley@behindyourbacksales.com. If it's not, hey, take this content, download the PDF, use it for your team, and you owe me absolutely nothing. So I said this is the 3rd part of 5 podcasts. We're trying to keep these a little more brief, which is somewhat hard for me to do. But on the previous 2, we talked about making your prospect or customer suffer just a little bit and the 7 questions to quantify pain and why it's so important you do this up front. Do not wait to do this during the negotiation, which we're going to talk about here today. The second one was applying the sales power curve to your account, to your business. The power curve is like the 80-20 rule on steroids, and we use this with every single client we work with and every single outside sales rep we work with. We apply the power curve to it, and it changes the way these individuals see their accounts and invest their time. So critical. So if you haven't heard that, go back 1 episode to listen to that. If you haven't watched the video, this is available for you on YouTube. So do that. We also distribute these all via our newsletter. So if you're not on our newsletter, go to behindyourbacksales.com. Upper right-hand corner, there's an orange newsletter button. You should subscribe. And if at any point in the future you're like, hey, this guy kind of sucks, I don't like this anymore, you can unsubscribe. But each and every time we put something out, we do our best to make sure that doesn't happen, and it's going to help you, and it's going to be shareable. So what are we talking about here today? We're talking about one of my favorite topics. I am writing a book on this now that'll be out early in 2022. It is on negotiation. So why do I love negotiation? Well, number one, all things being equal, I would prefer to have more money, not less. I don't know. Maybe that's how you feel. Maybe you're different. That's fine. And what I found consistently when I was on the other side of the desk, working for a national home builder, we got trained often. I was in purchasing. I was buying millions of dollars worth of material and labor for the Midwest every single year. And we got trained on negotiation frameworks, negotiation tips, ways to avoid these other negotiation tactics that can lead you down a bad path. We did this constantly. And I doubled down. I was always buying negotiation books, and I still do it now, and I apply them in my personal and professional life. Why? All things being equal, I'd prefer to have more money, not less. And what we found is many individuals who are on the other side of the desk that we are negotiating with were not prepared at all. It was obvious. They had no framework. They had no tactics. They had no tools. They did very little, if any, preparation. They were just winging the negotiation process. And I would ask you, do you guys study negotiation? Do you train negotiation? Do you reinforce this so your sales professionals and the people that are negotiating for you, they're applying them in your personal and professional life? If you are anything like the average salesperson in the LBM industry, the reality is this muscle has atrophied just a little bit, or it is totally out of use. It is flabby and unhelpful for you. So I'm going to give you 4 basic rules to follow. You can apply these immediately. And again, you can go to behindyourbacksales.com/tools and for free, download the 1-page template. If you read this, if you use it, I promise you, you will have more money as opposed to less if you start applying them immediately. All right, enough of the preamble. Let's dive into it. Let's start with rule number 1. So rule number 1 says this: you want to proactively, this is beforehand, before you get in the negotiation, before you have the adrenaline rush and maybe a little sweat coming down, right? Before you get in the situation of the actual negotiation, in person or over the phone, you want to do this ahead of time. You want to write down. That's right, write down. Pen, paper, pencil if you must. I'm not a big fan of pencils. Don't get me started. You must write this down. If it's just in your head, it does not count. You want to write down your open, your target, and your bottom line. These 3 things, and most likely these are 3 individual numbers. Proactively write down your open, target, and bottom line. So what's your open? Well, this is your initial stated price. This is where we're going to start the negotiation. And the rule of thumb I would recommend to you is you want to start high, but within the realm of reason. Start high, but don't be a knucklehead. Don't say $1 million if your goal is to sell it for $55,000, right? It must be reasonable or you're going to lose credibility. So that is your open. Identify your open, the number that you're going to state initially when you start the negotiation. The target is what you'd be happy accepting and what you expect to get. So your target is your ideal expected price after your anticipated concessions. Well, sometimes you start with your open, and that's pretty darn close of where you end up. Congrats. Well done. You did a good job. Learn from it and move on. But your target is somewhere below that, right? Somewhere above what the next one is your bottom line. So what is your bottom line? Your bottom line says it is your number that if they offer 1 penny less, and I mean this specifically, 1 penny less than your bottom line, you are walking away. You must identify these 3 numbers up front, and the vast majority of negotiators do not. So you're open, where you're going to open the negotiation, your target, somewhere in the middle that you'd like to settle on, and your bottom line, 1 penny less, and I'm walking, bro. We're out, it's over, okay? So you're open, your target, your bottom line. Establish these up front. This is the number 1 rule of negotiation. Number 2 simply says it's not who opens, it's where you open. Again, this kind of reinforces number 1, which gives you an idea of how important number 1 is, your open, your target, and your bottom line. Now, there's an entire field of negotiation that's out there. There's lots of really good books. I'll recommend some of those. You can read those, and many of them, if they are anywhere from 15 to 70 years old, they will talk about the importance of never, ever, ever, never open first. Never state your price. Make them say the first price. Let them place that anchor where they want to start, right? Never state your open first. Well, you can imagine the problem with this. What if both people read the same book or heard the same negotiation principle? What happens? You have 2 people just staring at each other like knuckleheads. Don't do that. It's okay if you open first. And this happens to me all the time. Someone says, hey, how much does it cost for you to come help my sales team? Or how much does it cost for you to do a workshop? Or how much does it cost to do a keynote? It's a relevant question. I'm going to ask a bunch more questions to define it, to understand the value that I would bring, how many people I'm delivering value for. But I can't just say, what's your budget? Because sometimes people legitimately do not have a budget. So I can't just make them come up with one, right? I got to start, but I'm going to start high, but I'm going to start within reason. So number 1, proactively write down your open, target, and bottom line. Number 2, it's not who opens first, it's where you open. Again, start high within the realm of reason. What's number 3? Number 3 is develop a relationship of reciprocity. I know, that's like a $3 word, reciprocity. I want to sound smart on that one. What does that mean? It means we want to establish a relationship of give and take. So while, right, we talk about you are owed nothing, deliver value first, we do not want to get in the habit of consistently giving away things, especially during a negotiation, for free. Do not give away anything for free. Strong relationships include give and take. And I can tell you as a builder, I consistently asked for things for free. Hey, that's really good. That's a whole lot of value. Can I get that for free? Sure, Bradley. All right. Next point. Hey, I love that. Can I give that for free? I guess, right? And after a while, people get emotional. They're like, I feel like this person's taking advantage of me. Set your emotions aside and realize buyers have been trained to ask for things for free. That's their job, especially if they're in purchasing. That's what they do all day. Don't be surprised. Don't take it personally. Don't call them names under your breath. Just say no. Say, hey, I would love to do this. I can give you that for free if, and then ask for what you want, right? This is give and take. This is how negotiations happen, but you must be prepared for things that you want. You need to anticipate what the other side is going to want, what they're going to ask for free. And this is what we are going to do. We are going to trade. So develop a relationship of reciprocity. I will tell you this, it's really important. Good negotiators will try to get you to commit to things, make these minor agreements without agreeing to the larger agreement. So never, ever, ever make agreements along the way. Let them know any sort of tacit agreement we have is a package deal. Insist on package deals only. All agreements are pending until the final deal is cut. So you don't want someone saying, hey, Hartman, yesterday you agreed to this. Whoa. Pending the final agreement. We can always go back. We can always barter. We can always horse trade, right? There has to be give and take, and insist on package deals only. So number one, proactively write down your open, target, and bottom line. Number two, it's not who opens, it's where you open, right? The importance of that opening number. Number three, develop a relationship of reciprocity. Don't give away anything for free. And number four, each successive concession must be smaller. So what does that mean? It means the first time you make a concession, most likely a price concession, you should be removing value and removing price, right? It's a price reduction and a value reduction. The first time you do that, it should be the largest. Why? Because what you want to demonstrate is that when you give concessions, each subsequent concession is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And you are indicating to the person you're negotiating with is, hey man, there's only so much I can give. You continue to ask, if I continue to say yes and we make some horse trades here, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, right? Each concession you make should be smaller than the one before it, indicating there's less and less room to give. As the old saying goes, you can only squeeze so much blood out of a turnip. I don't know where that comes from, but it's a saying, trust me. So again, if you follow these 4 rules, go to behindyourbacksales.com/tools, download the template. These 4, if you start using these immediately, I promise you will have more money, not less, in your pocket at the end. So last time, they are number 1, proactively write down your open, target, and bottom line. Number 2, it's not who opens, it's where you open. Number 3, develop a relationship of reciprocity. And number 4, each successive concession must be smaller than the one before it. Now, I love negotiation because you can apply these immediately and see the results within no time. So if you're going through a negotiation, apply these immediately. I promise you, you're going to get good results from them. Maybe they're small, but they're going to be positive results. And that's why we talk about negotiation in the Sales Fundamentals Workshop. Again, this is the offer for you if you are interested in attending. It's a 2-day event, April 18th, 19th, and 20th. In Fort Worth at the Omni. We're going to bring out our best stuff. And what are the sales fundamentals? The sales fundamentals are goal setting, pipeline management, both visualization and valuation. We go into that in some detail there. We talk about prospecting and time management. If you focus on those 4 things, regardless of what happens in your life and the economy, good things will happen to your sales career if you focus on those 4 selling fundamentals. So if you think this is a good fit for you, we're going to open up registration next week. We will sell out. We've already sold over a third of the seats, I think 27, 28 of them, of the 75 total. We're not growing it. We want it to be intimate. I want to know the name of every single person that's coming. I will speak to every single person that is coming to our event. It's very personal, it's very fun, and we're going to increase this community. And that's really what this is all about. We're going to give you confidence in the selling fundamentals, and we're going to build a community, because once you leave from this in April, we then begin our monthly accountability calls. Every single month in perpetuity, basically as long as I live, right? We are going to meet monthly for 30 minutes. We get together in a Zoom call. We talk about one of the fundamentals. We relate to one another. We see old friends. So not only do people attend from the 2021 edition that happened in September, but also the folks who came in 2019. And every year, if you've ever come to a sales fundamentals workshop, you're part of the alumni, you join the call, you get the free tools that we offer, and we're going to build a community of salespeople who are all grinding together and are going to support each other to be successful. So the investment for this is $31.95. That includes hotel, that includes food, that includes beverages, it includes entertainment. We're taking this all, we're curating an experience for you. I realize it's not a small sum and it might not be for everyone, but if you think it might be for you, next week and next week only, we're going to sell out. So if you're interested, email me at bradley@behindyourbacksales.com. After the end of next week, the price will go up $200. And we're also including a You Are Owed Nothing Deliver Value First hat. That's right, a hat. You can wear it on your head. And a new copy of our book, You Are Not Able to Get Anywhere, but from me and my co-author, Carl Moyer. It's Yes, Fear Works, but there's a better way to improve your management and leadership skills. So that's all we've got. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have not listened to our first 2 podcasts that we're giving away some of our best stuff, go back and listen to those. And whether or not this is a fit for you, hey, I want you to get value from what we're offering, and I want you to improve your sales performance. Go to behindyourbacksales.com/tools to download the 3 PDFs. That's all we've got. We're going to finish like we always do. You, my friend, you are owed nothing. Deliver value first.